Welcome to the Frog Pod, your Costa Rican vacations podcast. And guys, we've come to the end of season 1. This is the final episode, and I think it might be the best. I've got a couple of great guests, good friends and colleagues of mine, and we've got a great topic. We're talking Costa Rica culture, and that really embraces an awful lot of information. Today, discussing that, Derek Schlager. Derek, nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And Daniel Myers. Danny.
How's it going?
Nice to see you.
Yes.
Guys, for those of you, those of our audience members who don't really know you, Derek, tell me briefly about yourself, what you do.
Well, my name is Derek Schlager. I'm Costa Rican, born and raised, even though I have a weird last name from Austria. I've been in Namu for over 9 years already. Started as an operations manager, and now I'm the business relationship director, mostly in charge of business relationship with partners, contracts, negotiations, permissions, product management, etc., etc. So finding the right product for the right customer for the right target customer.
And Danny, your other half has been on the show twice already.
Yes.
So you've got a lot to live up to. Tell us a bit about yourself.
She is quite popular.
She's done well.
Yes. Well, I'm also Tico, born and raised here. I did live briefly in the States for about 8 years. And I am the business strategist for the company. I have a background in analytics, done it for several companies, and now with the tourism industry, it's quite interesting because now what we're trying to do, kind of like the same purpose Derek does, where you're trying to get the right client to the right TC. What we're trying to do is analyze all that information and get those two people to speak together and plan a great vacation.
He's changing the company one number at a time.
That's very true.
It's amazing what he does.
This episode is going to be something that I've really looked forward to because I know it's just such a big topic. Like the culture here in Costa Rica. Obviously, you're both Costa Rican, but you have international experience, both lived abroad. Where to even begin with this season finale? I think let's talk about, open it up. Derek, what do you love about Costa Rica?
Wow. Well, everything. If I have to choose 3 things that I love about my country, mostly the people. I think that we Costa Ricans have very special personalities and charisma. The way we interact with each other, the way we live in the happiest country in the world.
Tell me about that, because that comes up. I'm sure a lot of people
until you see the bills and tax and the roads and everything else, we're happy.
Okay.
Right? Even with that, we're happy. We have this Pura Vida saying that I think it's involves what we really are. Pura Vida means pure life, but it really means looking the best of everything and being a happy person, being positive, transmitting that vibe to others. That's how I understand Pura Vida.
This is a great topic, which I was going to ask you guys about, and it comes into the happiness and like the epitome of the Costa Rica culture. Tell me about Pura Vida, Danny. Pura Vida, pure life.
Yeah, so Pura Vida, it is that, exactly that. It's about a no worries type of lifestyle,
yeah.
Which Costa Ricans are famous for the problems that come afterwards for that no worries type of lifestyle.
And this is
especially now.
This is what I want to get into. For those of you who are not watching on YouTube, Danny's got a big smirk, especially if you're listening on the podcast.
Oh, I mean, this month is a perfect example. So in Costa Rica, they have this thing called the aguinaldo. Aguinaldo. Basically like a bonus
that you get at the month.
Yeah, it's a 13th month payment. It's, let's say, if for those folks in the U.S., think about it as a company bonus, but it's by law, so it's not the willingness of the company.
And as you mentioned, I understand that the aguinaldo is actually an accumulation of the year because we get paid in 4 weeks in a month. And there's obviously 52 weeks in the year. So it's just the finishing of the year.
Yes. So think about it that what you do is you add all the payments that you've had from December the previous year until November of the next year, and then you divide that into 12, and that's your aguinaldo.
So everybody's very happy in Costa Rica. Extra happiness, extra Pura Vida.
Yeah, and that's when you get it though, but a day after you get it comes the expenses.
Yes, and that's the biggest problem because as the Pura Vida lifestyle tells you, you say you live the moment.
Yeah.
Forget about the future.
Okay.
Forget about the past. Live the moment. That's a lot. And I mean, Tico's including myself, we really do that. I mean, I was exposed to other things, so maybe I planned a little bit better. But most Ticos...
For most Ticos, priority list would look like this. Get the aguinaldo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buy 1,000 beers.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Go to the beach for New Year's and Christmas and spend most of your aguinaldo. And then, if there's something left,
Mhm.
pay your bills or save
Yes.
for retirement or pay even your marchamo, which is a nightmare.
Yeah, and that's why they call January La Cuesta de Enero, which
The
is
ramp up.
the January uphill, because you're
Uphill,
struggling so much financially
You just enjoyed
because
Pura
you
Vida
spent every penny you own.
When you say Pura Vida is all about living in the moment, I remember when I was a teenager and I was shopping for clothes and shoes, and my sister would be like, Adam, you only live once. So we don't have Pura Vida in England. Now it would have been perfect. So what's the downside? Obviously, you're saying it because obviously it's awesome. Everybody's Pura Vida. You meet somebody, hey mate, how's it going? Hey, Pura Vida.
Well,
So
the downside is that you don't really understand the negative impacts of living a Pura Vida life. And, looking forward, we don't really believe in retirement plans, for example, or, we spend every dime we get. Or even if the government just recently implemented a new tax bill. And, we were mad about it for a couple of days, but then the third day was also Pura Vida.
Right, that's what I was going to
we're
say.
back
So
in
let's
it.
start Pura Vida.
So we don't really look at the negative stuff because we constantly live in this Pura Vida mindset.
And
Which,
That's
in
why
my
it comes
opinion,
to be happy.
That's
too,
what I was going to
because
ask you. Isn't
you're,
that the
you're
happiness then?
searching for that happiness or that happy moment constantly. So what better time
But
than
it
now?
keeps us alive. It keeps us
Yeah.
alive. Instead of being worried about a lot of shit, the Pura Vida mindset, I think, for Costa Ricans is what keeps us moving.
Yeah.
And that's why we have separated a little bit better from other Central America's countries, because we tend to work with that and do the best from it.
And that's where Costa Rica comes up with the MacGyver moments.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You've got that face where you're about to tell me something.
The MacGyver moments are like, all right, I've done stuff I shouldn't have done because I decided to live the moment.
Yes, yeah.
What it could be living the moment? Hey, maybe I drank a little too much in a party. Maybe got in a little car crash. Or maybe got a little too friendly with another person. Whatever.
Let alone,
Ticos are known to do mistakes, and then your MacGyver moment comes in on how you solve that problem, which is it works as quickly as that moment you decide to do whatever it was that you decided to do.
There's also MacGyver in every town.
Yes, there's also MacGyver in every town.
What was that, Pablo? So you're saying I can go anywhere, and if I have a situation, somebody's going to help me out. Pura Vida.
Yeah.
Do you guys is it like a lifestyle? How would you summarize, if I go Derek, for somebody who's never heard of it, what is Pura Vida in a sentence?
Oh, shit. I would say in a word or one sentence?
No, in a sentence. I'm some foreigner, first time in Costa Rica. I'd never known a pure life. I say, okay, because
I would say something like, rephrasing, Danny, don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
That's Pura Vida. Very,
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley style. Yeah.
International.
If you want to translate Pura Vida into an animal language or
Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa language, that would be Hakuna Matata.
That's
the same.
It means no worries. Of course, we all know where that, eventually he's got to face his past, but we're okay. That's a really nice way of looking at it. There's, I think, a lot of countries around the world that can benefit from that.
And we
Especially
are the
in the
only
current
country who uses that sentence, actually. Everybody knows us because
Yeah.
of Pura Vida. Nowhere else in the world you would find that.
And from my limited knowledge of famous Costa Ricans that live abroad, Keylor Navas, the national football team goalkeeper, was training with Real Madrid. I saw a lot by following that football team. That lifestyle, that idea of Pura Vida came into the other players, and it was mentioned. And whenever I hear it abroad, obviously I think it gives you a lot of pride. No,
Yeah,
It does.
as a nation,
It does because we're recognized for that, and yeah, we've mentioned some bad things about it, but it's the purpose of it is trying to see how happy you can get
Yeah,
with everything you have,
and the good easily outweighs
yes,
the negative.
and how fast you can get there too, because it's something of spark of the moment.
Yeah,
It's we could be here and then we could say let's go grab beers or something like that.
What is funny is as an expat living here and then learning that, and then you see all the good things. Pura Vida, and then you see there's bloody holes in the road. I'm like, and there's Pura Vida, and I just vote for some guy in the government who will put it in. And he goes, yeah, no, Pura Vida. Like, well, okay, fair enough.
And that's where you change it. You say, hey, yeah, it's potholes, but that's a Costa Rican massage.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds like you worked in sales.
Yeah.
Talking of dichos, famous sayings, along with Pura Vida, Mae is the other big one. Danny, just quickly fill everybody in. What does Mae mean?
Mae is a version of dude.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can use it in everything. And
But
it's
would you say
it's used heavily?
Yeah.
So
can
think
you,
about
can you
it.
Explain how heavily.
Oh,
Because
it's ridiculous.
You can have 10 Maes in one single
in one sentence. Yes, almost a Mae in between each word.
Yeah.
That's how heavily.
Say you guys put up at each other. You're just hanging out in a bar, and you give us some Spanish. Give me a typical sentence.
¿Qué, Mike? ¿Todo bien?
¿Todo bien, Mae?
¿Cómo está aquel Mae que vimos la otra vez?
Mae, vieras. El Mae está hecho un despiche.
Es que ese Mae era, qué bárbaro ese Mae.
Sí, Mae, yo le estaba explicando a ese Mae que, hey, Mae, ¿por qué se ponen esas varas?
You see? What's brilliant, I got Brayan and Pablo. Guys, your subtitling is going to be quite easy. You just copy, paste. With it. Yeah, I know. Okay, no, it's very true. Yeah, we use mate in the UK. And it's literally just removing the T from the word. I'm like, I had to get used to it. What are typical things, Danny, that you can expect from Ticos? So you come in on holiday here and you meet some of the people, Derek, you're saying, the lovely, warm people. What are like typical Tico traits, as it were?
Typical Tico traits.
Sounds like a tongue twister right there.
Yeah. I'd say number one, don't get in a car with them, you know.
Why is that?
So first thing that's going to happen, let's say you meet a Tico, they're going to embrace you. They're going to want to show you around and everything. We're very caring, and we have a lot of pride for our country, but we're also very welcoming to foreigners. So we love foreigners, and we want to come, hey, come over, I'll show you around and all this and that. Like, that's a Tico attitude. They want to show you around. They want to, just show you how beautiful Costa Rica is. Although there's a small chip in every Tico's brain that when you jump in the car, you close the door, and you don't wear a seatbelt, you just put your hand on the wheel, it changes. You become into a completely mad person. Yeah.
So you say this like consciously this is happening. So why does it still happen?
It's one of those things.
Well, it's driving in Costa Rica is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you drive here, you can drive anywhere in the world. We've been in many countries in many continents, and I would dare to say that the only country that it felt even worse for me, in my opinion, was India.
Okay.
But India is for professionals. Professional drivers.
So you guys are on the scale. You're getting towards that. Yeah.
But Costa Rica is not an easy drive. No, our roads are very, very narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Narrow, yeah.
We have I don't know how many millions of cars here it's difficult. A distance of straight up could be 400 kilometers, would take you maybe,
8 hours, 6 hours.
At least that far.
Yeah,
no, for sure. It's you wouldn't be surprised to learn then that every single one of these first season, like 10 episodes, we have talked about driving virtually on every single one.
Yeah.
It's always
insane.
So
it's part of our life.
Yeah, do you think it's a point of pride? Maybe pride's the wrong word, but even something that's stereotypically Costa Rican.
Some Ticos take it as a pride, as saying, ooh, I'm stuck here in this line of cars, so I'm going to go on the other side of the street, and possibly get very close to going into an accident or a head-on collision just so I could go ahead of the line.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot.
The jumping the queues thing.
Jump in the queue.
Yeah.
And also, driving is so important. Some Costa Ricans, I would say a lot of Costa Ricans spend 60 or 70% of their salary on an expensive car.
Yeah,
I know
that's very common. Also.
That's very common.
Buying cars here is bloody expensive.
It is.
Puestos, the Machamo, which is like the MOT.
The tax,
what do you call the MOT in the States? The yearly Machamo. What's that?
Machamo.
It's the tax.
The tax on the car.
And
crazy.
I mean, certain states they do it. I think Texas is one, but it's much lower than what it is here, because here they do its percentage of the value.
Yeah.
Of the vehicle.
What other stereotypes are there? We've spoken about driving, we've spoken about Pura Vida and the happiness of the country.
So there's one that I personally like is the town crazy person.
The town crazy person. There's not the MacGyver as
yes. So there's a
Pablo's now
MacGyver.
quite silently pissing himself in the corner with laughter.
There's the town MacGyver, but there's also the town crazy person.
Tell me about this. I don't know about
so
this.
every town you go to, there's always going to be like a colorful character, they call them here, right?
Okay.
Who is that person? Now, it could vary from, there's this one guy that sells copos, which is a famous Tico cold type of ice cream.
So that's
like scraped ice cone,
yeah,
ice
with
cone,
the ice and
scraped
then you put the
ice,
flavor on the top.
And so he might have his little ice cart covered in all these weird kind of crap, or
knows everybody's stories,
or might have trained a chicken to act like a dog,
yeah,
stuff like that. Like it's insane. And you can go and you can find these characters all around because they like to be seen and like to be.
They're out there.
Yeah, there's even a show on the local news about these guys.
Brilliant. No. Derek, do you have any stereotypes? Any things you think? Oh, yes, this is what people think about Costa Rica, and this one's true.
No. I think we've covered most of them.
Yeah.
Of them.
What do you think makes the country great? So we've discussed happiness and Pura Vida and the people.
Well, I wanted, when we started talking, I wanted to say three things.
Yeah, that's true.
So
we went down a rabbit hole.
Going back to those
Number
two.
two.
Things. So I said the people already. Mm-hmm. Number two, I would say the country itself. You can, within a week or less, you can go from beautiful mountains to beautiful beaches. We have the most beautiful beaches in all over Central America.
Yeah.
Different kinds too. I mean,
different
is
kinds,
different, and they're 100% natural. It's not like you go to Mexico and they're all white sand beaches.
Yeah.
I've gone to beaches. I fished a lot, so I can go to the beach this summer, and next year the beach is going to be a completely different color.
Right.
It could have been a brown, sandy type of beach, and then the next year it's going to be white sand beach.
Yeah.
Because it just changes, and that to me is quite incredible.
Magical.
Yeah, but the weather is also beneficial. We don't have this winter, summer. We have dry or wet.
Yeah.
Simple.
And even then, in the wet season, people get distracted. To be honest, it's really beautiful in the mornings. It's sunny. Evenings are lovely.
We have super expensive hotels. You can pay up to $3,000. Yeah. You could pay up to $17,000 a night, like the Kardashians did. And or you can stay on a very nice but humble place that will charge you maybe $50. You can still have a blast.
$17 for people who are traveling, backpacking around.
Right.
Costa Rica's got
so there's something for everybody. Something for everybody, and it gives you the opportunity to really travel around Costa Rica.
Yeah.
If you go to the States, you stay in one state, and that's all you can do within a week, right?
That's very true. It's a beautiful geographical region to see a lot of different landscapes, but you can, I think, really get to feel the country in a short time, probably because of the size. Of course, the US in comparison is massive.
Right.
Europe, huge, loads of different countries. But Costa Rica, you can really get a hold of it.
And third, I would say it's a combination of things, but I think Costa Rica is a very safe country to travel around. We don't have Ejército, army. We don't have an army.
Yeah. And that's a point.
We have a
lot of pride, right?
Yeah, we have a good police, and I think it's still safe for foreigners or locals to travel without any worries.
I couldn't agree more.
They just passed a law that declares, I think it's October
a holiday
12th, as a holiday of
December 1st.
December 1st, was it?
It's going to be every December 1st. It's going to be a holiday celebrating that we have no army.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It was the day army was abolished.
Yes.
Nice.
In Costa Rica.
Excellent.
So, and that's I don't know if you knew this, but Costa Rica was the first country without army in the world. Many years ago.
It's a point that comes up a lot, which I think is a wonderful thing. Obviously, the size of it, but it does kind of neutralizes the idea of threat, and
And even though we declared war on Germany during the Second World War.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
60 years ago. I'm sure they
were going to war with hammers and serruchos.
Oh dear. Yes. Well, and with your Austrian name, maybe your heritage.
I was enlisted.
You're
the first enlisted.
What about famous import products? What are the typical Costa Rican things I might see abroad? Apart, obviously, coffee. That's the big one. I'm drinking some right now.
Coffee used to be number one. Number one now is pineapple. Costa Rican pineapple is famous worldwide.
Delicious.
It's delicious. It's
Bananas.
the sweetest pineapple. Bananas have been around
Bananas.
for many
I
years.
mean, we're the number one export of bananas.
Yeah.
From
I see those in the UK when I go back. I'm like, oh, that's from Ecuador.
See.
No, I'm not doing that. Get the Costa Rican.
Not a lot of people know this, but we have great beer and great rum. Centenario, it's a Costa Rican brand. It's delicious. It competes with Flor de Caña and some other brands that are very recognized internationally.
You say great beer.
Yeah.
I'm from the UK. I may not drink much. My dad was here a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but tell me about your beer brands.
Because you don't know beer.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. We're shooting this, and it's just gone lunchtime, so I've got you guys a couple of beers.
Just edit this part.
These are Imperial, so I think this is probably the most famous beer in the country.
That is the most famous beer in Costa Rica, and you can actually find it in other countries now.
Okay, so they're exporting Imperial.
Yeah, this is a local
they
brewery.
have it, yeah.
This is our national brewery, and we're very proud of our beer. So proud that there's a lot of foreigner companies who have tried to sell their beer, like Corona, Modelo, Budweiser, Miller, and they
like lagers.
Yeah, but they can't, just because we like our beer so much. We prefer to drink Imperial instead of any other brand.
Well, the big question is, I've got a light one.
I have the light.
So Derek's going to be the light guy. Then we'll go with Danny. Yeah, guys, enjoy.
Thank you.
I'm still enjoying my Costa Rican coffee.
Salud.
Salud. There you go. Pura
There
Vida.
you go.
Pura Vida. So I think we are coming up to
Gracias,
Christmas.
Mae.
Aye, con gusto, as they say. So we're drinking the beer. Danny, what about your favourite place? Obviously, you've been working in tourism for a while. There's loads of places to go. It's a beautiful place. Where do you like to go and get away?
Almost any place outside of San Jose is the best, basically. There's a few places that I really like. Punta Ua and Limon.
Limon on the Caribbean side?
On the Caribbean side is a really beautiful place.
Nice.
The reef cuts off
the
ocean, and it produces these natural pools that they're crystal clear.
That's a really interesting one. Not that many people talk about the southern side of the Caribbean coast, which is really beautiful.
It's really
cool. And that's one of the places that doesn't get as much acknowledgement in terms of tourism. It's not as built up. Still got the Afro-Caribbean Rastafarian vibe.
But that is our fault. We as Costa Ricans don't talk about the Caribbean side that much because we have so many beautiful beaches in Guanacaste on the Pacific side. But the Caribbean is amazing. The food there, the people is different. The atmosphere is different. I would recommend anybody coming to Costa Rica to spend at least 2 or 3 nights on the Caribbean side because it's a different Costa Rica.
At least 3 because it's going to take 5 or 6 hours to get there. Even though it appears really close, you've got a long road.
You can fly now. It's 2-3 flights a day.
It's something that you go there and it looks like a different country because the culture is completely different. It's very. I want to say Caribbean, but that's obvious because it's in the Caribbean. But it has a lot of influence from the islands. Yeah, like Jamaica and Haiti and Dominican Republic, they have a lot of influence in there. Yeah, most of the families there are originally from Jamaica, and the Patois, which is the typical language, which is really called Mecatelio.
Mecatelio is actually the name of Patois. Okay,
which it means "let me tell you."
Oh, really?
So that's what it is.
Okay.
Mecatelio.
And then they will.
And they will.
You'll hear it
they will. Yeah. Then what's interesting there is there's like founding families spread out throughout the Caribbean in Limon, and you can tell what family they're from how their Mecatelio or the Patois sounds like. Certain words that they use and things like that because the different families had their own, almost like English.
Yeah.
You lived there, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm from there.
Yeah.
Okay,
so their own English, and then, and for example, my uncle is married to the Taylor family, which is one of the founding families from there, and they're very well known for their rice and beans.
Yeah. Oh god, good rice and beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pablo's a fan. Oh, whenever we get there, rice and beans.
The food, it's outstanding.
Yeah.
Rice and beans, their spices are incredible. This cake. Pambong. And this pati.
You got the sweet. And
it's very special.
The salty one, and then rondon, which is the stew.
Like Caribbean soup.
Caribbean soup. Talking of Costa Rican food, Derek, what are the typical dishes? Obviously, I'm not sure Costa Rica is considered a foodie nation, but there's some good stuff when you get here.
it's difficult. We don't have like a specific food item or description as a Costa Rican food, right? But we have a couple. We have gallo pinto,
Delicious.
which
Painted.
Nicaragua would claim that is theirs.
This
but
is
it's not.
this is the famous gallo pinto.
And funny note about this. My wife, Molly, she's American, and she's a pinto connoisseur.
She's a pinto connoisseur.
Yes.
Let's just so
She
gallo
knows-
pinto. That means painted rooster, right?
Yes.
So
painted.
and that is the rice and beans mixed together, usually with some culantro and some red onion.
It started, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I'm not a connoisseur.
We're going to get some
No,
people
but-
watching
but
this
as far
going,
as-
this is the pinto wars.
As far as I know, it starts with leftovers. You know,
Okay.
leftover black beans and
Yeah.
leftover rice.
Which is the famous lunch, the casado.
Put together, right? Put together, plus some diced onion and
Yep.
red peppers and culantro.
Yep. And have a bit with some
garlic.
egg and sour cream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
We use it for breakfast mostly, but you can actually eat it at any time of the day.
Yeah.
So you have gallo pinto, a couple of eggs,
And there's
ham.
And also, as you go through the country, you're going to see the different types of pinto that there are, because there's different types depending on the area where you are. Because think about it, Costa Rica before was all farmland.
Yeah.
So what they were able to produce was the add-on that they could put onto the plate
that makes sense.
of the rice and beans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always the same mix, but for example, in some areas you might find where it's just cilantro and onion.
Yeah.
In others, it's going to have cilantro, onion, and
Or red beans
bell
instead of
peppers
black
or-
beans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
red beans is
that would make sense as well in the farmlands of the
Yeah.
Central Valley, where the cheese and the dairy products are really good. And then you get the piece of fried cheese, you get really good eggs, you get great sour
And
cream
even-
to accompany the
even
rice
the
and beans.
name changes in some places.
Yeah.
Like for example, in some areas, as like Turrialba, Guapiles, and throughout the Caribbean, they don't call it pinto; they call it burra.
Burra.
Yeah,
Okay.
or they call it sambrote.
I'm getting
But
hungry
sambrote
thinking
is
about it.
pinto added with like this spaghetti mix that they do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everything.
and that's called sambrote because it's like Derek said. It
Yeah.
started off as what leftovers were from the next day, just to
interesting.
have a quick meal
Yeah.
in dinner.
And you
And-
can have gallo pinto any time of the day, right?
Yes.
I love
Yes,
it.
anytime.
It's like all day breakfast kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So
there is such a thing as breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
And
But
that
yes.
happens
I
here.
know.
Yes.
Happens
So
in
you have
Adam's
gallo
house.
pinto for breakfast,
Yeah.
which is very typical.
Yeah.
Then the casado, which is has
Yeah.
become very famous within the Costa Ricans,
Yeah.
which is rice, beans, some sort of a protein, like mostly pollo, chicken,
Chicken, meat,
Uh,
fish.
a small salad, maybe fried egg, and cheese. That's the typical casado. You get it in every
Picadillo.
soda, which soda for us is a small restaurant,
Little
inexpensive,
cafe on the
inexpensive restaurant.
Yeah.
So you get the typical casado.
Yeah, and that costs you like $5-6
Yeah.
max.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
And
To
then
me,
you've
then-
got,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, because then on top of that, with the rice beans, you've also got then the chifrijo, which is a similar kind of thing, typical dish at the bar.
Yes.
Bigger beans, rice. This time it's pork and nachos. It's just
Diced tomato.
yeah.
diced
And again, you can go
chifrijo,
everywhere and
man.
find these different versions of the same kind of food in different bars.
Yeah, but the food relates. Chifrijo relates more to liquor or beer.
Okay, it's more,
it's
of a
more
bar.
of a
yeah.
vodka.
Yeah.
How do you translate vodka?
Like a small.
Like a tapa in Spain.
Yeah, like in
Uh-huh.
Spain, it
How
would
do
be
you-
a tapa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you go to a bar and they give
Like
you
a
a little bit of
snack,
bar
maybe?
food, like snack. So, unfortunately, it's a culture we've been losing. Because a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
bars
Back in the
we've been
days,
missing it back
on
in the
every
days,
bar
yeah.
in Costa
Yeah.
Rica, you will get a drink
Uh-huh.
and a small tapa.
So
That
for
was very
free.
typical.
Yeah,
Yes.
You get a drink for free
Yeah,
as well.
Yes.
No, you would
not the
buy the
drink.
drink.
Okay, yeah,
but
you
you
get
would
the-
get the
you
little
get the boca with it.
food, the boca that they would call for
Yeah.
free, and it could be like a little bit of soup. It could be a gallo, which
Oh,
means like a
nice.
tortilla.
Wild
Yeah.
beans,
Picadillo.
rib,
Yeah.
small
Ah,
rib.
You
or
see
what-
that in some places.
You still
the
see
little,
it.
the little side dish.
Yeah, not
Depends.
so much.
Not
I mean,
often.
that's
People are watching what they-
unfortunate,
yeah.
because it would be something like they would prepare at
Right.
the bar,
Yeah.
and have like a huge pot of it, and then they would give you like a little plate with
Yeah.
inside, keep you full, so that way you drink more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to finish on the food, Costa Rica is becoming, I would say, it's investing. Well, there's a lot of people investing in new restaurants, so we have a lot of everything.
It's true.
Yeah, but it's expensive. if you want fine dining, middle to high fine dining in Costa Rica, it's expensive.
Yeah.
We have a new area called Escalante
in San Jose.
in San Jose. It's a foodies town, if you may, where you could walk around and you'll find 30 to 40 different restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some good options. Yeah,
most of them
great
bars.
Yeah.
It's a great town to visit, but
it does cost more. And that's a good point, Derek. And guys, for all of you watching on YouTube, we'll actually put links below to the Caribbean highlights, and also we've got some good food options. Some of them and the high scale. But there's some good suggestions as well for the cheaper options.
Yeah.
Guys, we've talked a lot about culture. We've talked about the Pura Vida, the happiness, some of the products, beer, food, best places to go. We can't finish without talking about football, soccer for everybody in North America. How big a part does this sport that we all love play in Costa Rica?
I think we root for different teams.
Yeah, we do. So think about right now in the U.S., you know how politics break up families?
Yeah.
Soccer break up
It's the
families.
same thing in Costa Rica.
If
That's
they
a
root
good
for a
analogy.
different team,
Yeah.
people stop talking to each other.
So
now.
So we call
right
it
now in
football. We call it
finals.
football because that's how it's supposed to be called. Soccer is
Well,
for
as
the,
a Brit,
the
I'm only going to
Americans.
agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
Of course.
football. You play
Football.
with-
So it's
With your feet.
foot. It's
That's
not,
right.
It's not soccer.
Yes,
it's football.
I'm
It's football.
home right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we have a very weird championship.
Yes.
We have two main teams, Saprissa and La Liga.
So this is the big one, Derek.
Oh, there it is.
You
That's
can't.
it.
Yeah, Saprissa is the San Jose team playing purple usually.
Yes.
Iffy is, and La Liga Alajuela,
Right.
Alajuelense
My
play in
wife's
black. and white.
favorite is Saprissa. Used to have. They just changed sponsor, but their previous sponsor was a bread company called Bimbo.
Bimbo.
So
yes.
it was
you
the
have,
purple shirt, and it said Bimbo right here.
Was it?
I wanted to get her a
For
shirt
all
so
Liga
bad.
fans who speak English, of course, for
Yeah.
the Saprissa players to go around like Bimbo
Yeah,
on the front
Bimbo.
of their
Oh,
top.
they look like bimbos anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You-
yes, Saprissa
Some
has
people would
50%
argue that
of
and say it's
the
not
fans of the,
Yeah.
Okay.
and La Liga has the other
Yeah,
50%.
So that's the big clash.
Yes.
So if you're here when there's the El Clásico of Costa Rica,
Clásico.
which is like 4 times a year because they usually play each other in the 2 seasons,
Right.
you can watch that and you can get that vibe. But it is I think very important. And obviously after the FIFA World Cup in 2014, for such a small nation to go so far to the quarterfinals and nearly beat a country like Holland, that was a massive deal. That's
we
just
actually beat Italy.
on the way. Yeah, it was
And
amazing.
We also beat Uruguay.
It's incredible.
We had
the group of death.
three former champions
in
in our first
Yeah.
group.
Well, unfortunately, I remember England was
And
one
England
of them,
was seriously.
and it was a terrible World Cup, which I don't need to think
See,
about.
that World Cup was very special for us just because it put us on the map as well. So I think it was beneficial for the tourism industry as well, because everybody was like asking themselves, "What the hell is Costa Rica?"
Yeah.
You know, I wanna go and check those footballers.
And everybody's really happy. I remember the vibe, the amount of people celebrating
crazy.
after every win.
Oh my!
England was the easiest team.
I don't.
Of course.
We'll cut that. We'll cut that, Brian. I don't. It doesn't matter.
We actually
Yeah.
play with the bench.
Yeah.
No,
Can you
it
really-
gets to
yeah.
a point. It got to a
He's
point
getting
where
that.
the president would call off like half day off.
It was a
The
holiday.
president.
That was the best thing.
So
Doing a half day
that's-
because Costa Rica were playing, and then they won second
It was
round,
crazy.
quarterfinals.
That's how intense football is here. When you
Yeah.
get the president to say, "Hey, everybody, half day off paid.
Yeah.
Go for it."
half a day off
that's how
paid. Go and
intense.
celebrate.
Yeah, go and
Everybody's
celebrate.
losing their voice. The roads are just totally blocked.
I mean, and
everybody's
the
partying.
famous Fuente de la Hispanidad, which
Uh-huh.
is a fountain that's in San Pedro, where everybody goes
Yeah.
in there and jumps in there, and it's a roundabout that has a fountain in the middle.
and
and they
everybody's just
Block the street.
yeah.
Who started that and why? I have no idea.
Have to
That
find out.
started in Italy
in
in 1990 when we went to our first.
The first time you played in
that
the
was
World Cup, and you
first-
got to
yeah.
the second
So
round, right?
When we advanced to the second
Yeah.
round, everybody for some reason, because that was
Well,
the
the
most
areas
popular
were-
area,
yeah,
all
because
the
of the
bars
bars.
were around
Yeah,
that
that's
roundabout.
Okay, that's
So-
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
going back to Costa Rican towns and the crazy guy. A Costa Rican town isn't the same, right? Without the church, the football pitch, and the bar.
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
So if you've got more
Those
bars
are
around the
three
fountain,
mandatory things
Yes.
that cannot work
So you
together
know if
because
you just
this is how it works. You go watch the game, you drink, and then on Sunday you ask for forgiveness for
Yes.
what you did the 2 previous days.
And then
Oh,
you
okay.
do it again.
and then you
And
go
then
to the
you do it
football
again.
pitch, try and
That-
replicate the game,
That's
and
why
it
you
doesn't
have
go
to have
well.
everything in the
Yeah.
same block, so it's easy access.
So it's easy access.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, guys, we're launching this episode. It's our final episode of season 1. I think it's been quite awesome. We are approaching Christmas. Derek, obviously, you got a big family at home. Danny, you're a new father.
Yes.
Guys, tell me about a typical Christmas in Costa Rica. I've never experienced it. I've been here for 14 years. It's going to be my first Christmas ever. What's a typical day look like?
Well, in my family, for example, we celebrate on the 24th. So every Christmas Eve, we have pata de puerco, pata de cerdo for dinner.
Pork leg.
Pork leg.
Pork leg.
That's
So
the
my
traditional
mom
meal.
cooks the whole pork leg for 10 hours.
That's
So
our
it's-
turkey.
10 hours.
That's our
the
turkey.
Okay.
That's that.
It's
yeah.
our turkey.
It's our
Exactly.
turkey.
So it's
Our version of
delicious, and of course there's salad and other
Yeah.
wine and beers and other stuff.
Tamales.
We have tamales, which is a corn little cake with pork and onion
And that's
a little
wrapped
bit of
up in
rice,
banana leaves,
wrapped
right?
on banana
like
leaves,
little
and
presents.
cooked in water for also a couple of hours.
Mhm.
In our case, we wait until midnight to open up and give away presents.
And that's
open them
midnight on the 24th.
up. Midnight on the 24th.
Okay,
Yes.
nice.
And that's it. So what you do is that you drink a lot.
Yeah.
You eat a lot. And then on Christmas Day, on the 25th, what you do is with your hangover, you drink a lot again.
You get
You
married.
recover.
Keep it going.
Pura Vida.
Yeah,
And then,
Pura Vida.
and that's,
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Is
So
the,
I would say maybe in the last 10 years, people were losing that custom because people is now traveling abroad and spending New Year's or even Christmas outside Costa Rica, or they're going to the beach and partying from the 28th all the way to the 3rd.
I can't imagine being in a tropical country on the beach. It's going to be a strange experience with the hot weather.
Yeah. And it's also very typical, including mine, that we open presents on the 24th.
Okay.
Not the 25th.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for me, I can't imagine that. For us
Yeah.
in the UK, we get all excited. Santa's coming on the 24th.
No,
You wake
it's
up.
like you have dinner, you're drinking, and during the drinking, let's let him open one, and then one leads to the other, and they
Right,
all
exactly.
open all the
Yeah.
presents. So, usually
no
that's
one waits anymore
nobody
for
waits,
the 25th.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
when I was a kid, I remember my dad and mom took their time to place cookies and milk and even powder so Santa can leave
That's right.
his fingers on the table.
And Rudolph.
Mhm.
He needs
And that
his-
was really
his
nice.
drink.
So my dad, I'm pretty sure he would spend the entire night building the bicycle and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
No. Yeah, that's a shame. It's
So
worth keeping.
kids know that the Santa doesn't exist, and there's Amazon.
Yeah, yes. That is the new Amazon.com is Santa. Danny, do you have any fun Christmas memories or any weird Christmas traits that you and your family would
Christmas is basically the dinner. That's what it is. But where it gets a little crazy is during New Year's.
Oh, yeah?
That's where we go into New Year's.
So after Christmas, Zapote starts.
Oh yeah.
So we have all the bullfighting. Well, it's not bullfighting. It's bullfighting Costa Rican style.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very different.
So what is
So-
Zapote?
Zapote is a town
Okay.
where they have the ring. Okay,
Okay.
so and it's not like the Spanish or the Spain fights, right? It's just basically you try to get hammered as best you can,
Okay.
and then you jump in literally a ring.
Into the small bull ring.
Yeah, and then they release this 400, 500-pound bull, and we're talking about it's a Spanish bull, so it's
400 kilos.
400 kilos. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry about
This is
that.
twice as
Kilos.
much. Yeah.
Yes. I've done that twice.
Right, and you're still here to talk about it.
And first, I would used to watch them on TV because this is a national phenomenon.
This is a
Right?
major event.
This is a major
Zapote
event.
has been around for over 40
When you say
In fact,
major
or
event,
50.
within Costa Rica
Yeah.
or okay.
Within Costa Rica.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And how it used to do is there was a place called Plaza Viques, and that's where it used to be,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And they turned that into a park, and then
Okay.
that got moved over to Zapote, right? But we're talking about a tradition that goes probably well over
50
well,
years, maybe?
No, more.
More than that?
It's
Okay.
about 80 years old.
Yeah.
And it's always been the same thing, right? It's you get cut, I don't know, what is it? 80, 100 guys that can fit in there, and you release this bull.
Just one bull.
Just one bowl.
One
Sometimes
bowl
two.
at a time.
Sometimes
Okay.
two.
Sometimes
Right?
two.
Yes, depending on
And
what's
they have
going on.
maybe 10 to 12 bowls a night.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And
So how long is this zapote period?
it goes from the 25th up to January 3rd.
So just over a week.
Yes.
And this is happening all day and night?
It happens from 3 p.m. until about 10 p.m.
Now, because it used to be 24 hours.
Yes.
They put restrictions just because people got really, really
So
drunk.
is this an excuse originally to get really drunk in the morning and then
Yes.
get
So-
in with
yes.
the ball?
So there's
3
a lot of
o'clock?
chinamos, meaning little bars.
Yeah.
How can you translate chinamo?
So stands, food
Stands.
stands.
Beer
Beer
stands,
or
little
stand
shacks, yeah.
stands.
We have this
Whew.
Holy Mary, Hail Mary,
Hail Mary.
Hail Marys. We
Yeah,
have
Hail Marys, yeah.
roller coasters. Everybody.
And does this lead up to the big party, the midnight of the 31st of December?
Yes. So all the drinking and the eating leads up to that too. Again, living
Yeah.
in
And
the
the
moment
promises
and-
of New Year.
Yes. Oh, that's the
Oh,
best.
of course.
That's the best because that. So there's the what do you call
The New Year's
New
resolution.
Year resolutions.
It's resolutions, but also these like traditions that they do right at midnight. So
Okay.
let's say they say
the luggage.
the luggage.
and the
Yeah, if you want to
pink
travel
underwear or something
this
like that.
year,
Uh-huh.
so what you have to do is you have to grab luggage
Carry your
and
luggage
carry your
around,
luggage
yeah.
around the block like
No.
2 or 3 times.
I have never
Just
seen
walk
this.
around.
It's
with
crazy. Okay.
luggage.
And if you want money, you have to wear some sort of a
Yellow
underwear.
Okay, so different colors mean different
Yes.
things. In
Yeah.
Spain,
Yeah.
it's red for luck. I think something like that.
It
Okay.
never works.
Yeah,
I've done it
You've
many
tried
times
it.
The
and
12
nothing.
grapes, all that
So
stuff.
all you guys have been in the ball. You've all been to
God.
Zapote.
Yes.
I've never been in Zapote, but I've been in the little towns.
Around Zapote.
You've never been to Zapote?
No, of course, but never inside the pool.
Never
Oh,
inside.
see.
I've been inside twice, and both I regretted it. Because
So Pablo's the only sane person.
because
currently in this room.
because you see the bowl on TV, you're like, oh, that bowl's not that big. But
Yeah.
once you're in there,
Oh, I have no doubt.
that thing is
No, and you
huge.
know it's fun
And they
and
move
everything, but people have died there.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me as you're laughing and you're saying it.
It's
like-
fun, not when people die.
Yeah,
what
no.
I'm saying is that it's fun to see the guys running and
Running
the
for their
bull
lives,
behind
yeah.
them.
Well, it's
But-
like I
but
guess
we
it's like
have
the
had
famous
all
Pamplona bull
incidents
running
there
in
that are
Spain.
not fun at all.
Yeah. In fact, there
of
was
course,
there was a
yeah.
really famous bull that had killed like 6 or 7 riders because it's not only the bull that they let loose try to get the guys that are running around.
Yeah.
They also have bull rides.
El Malinche, or what was it? No.
Mala
Malacrianza.
Mala crianza. How do you
That
just
was-
That's
translate
all
that?
funny stuff because all the bulls have names.
Oh, I'm
They
sure
all
they-
have names.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure they
Costa
do.
Rican names.
Yeah.
No one
Or
will
some
understand.
other famous stuff like they if it's a big bull that they use not only for that for other stuff than we call them Playboy stuff like that.
I
So-
cannot wait
which
to
is
see
a
this
very
this year.
famous bull name. Playboy
Uh-huh.
is one of those like they sell the sperm of the
Yes,
bull
I
and
can
stuff like that.
imagine why. This is going to be an experience for me this year. Looking at it, do a lot of people watch it on TV as well as going
Oh,
to Zapote?
yeah. I mean,
So it's like a
every
national
day.
event.
I love watching it on TV, actually.
Yeah, is that?
I
I'm learning
love
a
it.
thing or two.
My wife hates it. She's like, "Oh, you're
I love
watching
it.
the
I
bullfights
watch it
again?" Oh, Molly's American, but I'm like, "Yeah, this is like a national event."
No, but for Ticos, it's an
Yes.
event.
Well, guys, that sets my Christmas up quite excitingly to see to be in the country this year. Before I leave you, because we've covered an awful lot of topics today, the typical thing before we wrap up, I'm going to ask you 5 questions, quick fire round. I just want your first answers. They're only 5, should be nice and easy. So we'll start, okay? So the first one I'm going to say, Costa Rican beer, Imperial or Pilsen?
Imperial.
Easy. Okay, good stuff. Food, gallo pinto or casado?
Casado.
Okay. Whoa, there you are. Dancing, reggaeton, salsa.
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 Yeah, we should put a little video of reggaeton.
No,
reggaeton.
no,
That's not Costa Rica.
no.
Are you going on vacation, beach or rainforest?
Beach.
Beach, yes.
So beach is easy.
Oh, you can say mangrove.
You want to mix it up. You want to get in there. And
He's
then
a fishing guy.
football, Saprissa, La Liga.
La Liga.
Saprissa.
Okay, it's quiet in the background. We got another Liga and another Saprissa.
Liga.
Guys, thank you very much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you.
I hope you
Hey,
both
it's
have
a
a
pleasure,
really
Mae.
Merry Christmas.
Pura vida.
Gracias.
Pura
Pura
vida.
vida. So there we go, guys. We've come to the end of season 1 of the Frog Pod. We've covered a number of topics regarding Costa Rica, and today's episode was a lot of fun. If you have questions, please let us know in the comments box below. And please don't forget to hit subscribe to stay in touch with us. However, we're currently debating whether we go with Netflix or Amazon next year, if we're lucky. Either way, we will see you in 2020. From everybody at the Frog Pod and Costa Rican Vacations, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. Hasta la próxima.